The name of my magazine is InMag. I chose this name because it is catchy and is an abbreviation of Indie Magazine, which wasn't an appropriate name because of the short catchy names other magazines have, such as Q and NME, which I researched into. I chose InMag also to connote the genre of music as indie, so straight away in the name it represents the style of music the magazine is focusing on. The font, Chance and Heavy, connotes loudness and boldness, which suits the audience who like going to festivals, which are known to be loud and bold, because the subculture's way of dress is aimed to stand out and be different. The target audience of the magazines will be females, aged 16 to 24. I chose this audience because it challenges conventions because there isn't a female-only based indie magazine out there, so it would compete with both gender magazines by being unique. Subcultures of indie are grunge, hipster and rock. I have made sure to dress my model to match these subcultures with a vintage knitting top and high-waisted jeans, which is an outfit which would be commonly worn by the subcultures of indie. The small details I have included with her dark lipstick and cross necklace connote the genre of indie, and also her dip-dyed hair takes the look further into creating the image of an indie artist because of the popularity of this certain hairstyle. I used a mid-close-up for my front cover image so that my model's face would be the main feature of the cover, and it would create a connection between the reader and the person on the front cover. The ways in which my magazine is the same as a real magazine are, for example, compared with Q, the masthead, which is in the left-hand top corner, is bold, which is used to get the reader's attention, just like my InMag masthead, which I have created. I have included the main cover line straight across the bottom third of the magazine, which is who the main cover image is, Ellie Rose. I use the same font as the masthead, Chance and Heavy, to connote that she belongs to the genre of indie music, and also to draw the audience's attention to what the picture contains. Also, to carry on the same house style throughout the magazine. This is similar to the real magazine, because the main cover line is Wild Thing, which is on the left hand side, which is also the boldest and most eye-catching piece of information on the front cover, except for the masthead, which is Q. And it also connotes the personality of the artist features on the front cover. I have included cover lines around the main cover image to give the reader information of what issues of the magazine contains, such as Tame Impala Talk Leeds Fest. I chose to include this cover line because it connects with the stereotype, Walter Lippmann, of indie audience as being wild, festival-going teenagers who drink. The way in which my magazine is different to the real magazine that I have pastiched is that I have included black boxes behind the names of bands or events to show the reader what is most important about the information I have included. I have included a barcode which is the same as the real magazine on the right. I decided to price my magazine at £2.50 because this is a similar price to the other magazines I have researched, which are just distributed by a conglomerate company such as Bauer. I have also included the magazine's website on the barcode so that it creates synergy and will be a form of advertising to make profit. I didn't include a puff. This was because I didn't want to crowd the front cover and take attention from the main cover image, because she isn't a well-known artist like Jimi Hendrix on the real magazine, so she needed space around her face so she could connect with the reader and to make her appear to be an ideal self for the reader. I made my model artist look into the camera so she would have a direct gaze and so she would connect with the reader, whereas on the real magazine Jimi Hendrix is performing because he is seen as a well-known artist compared to Ellie Rose, who is featured on my magazine front cover. I included a banner at the bottom of the front cover with other images on top. This is different to the real magazine because the banner contains cover lines, whereas mine contains pictures. I did this so the magazine would look more visual and more aesthetically pleasing than having just text filling up the front cover. I did this because my chosen audience wouldn't be as interested in the magazine if it was filled with text on the front cover because of the age range of 16 to 24. The artists I said to be in the images are Ed Sheeran and the band The Drums. I included these two artists because they suit the genre of indie in different ways, because their styles of music is alternative and different to the music you will find on radio stations, such as Capital FM, which plays pop music. It would attract my audience because they will be familiar with the artists I have mentioned, such as Arctic Monkeys, Tame Impala, The Drums and Ed Sheeran, and also because I have included the cover line, "Win Arctic Monkeys tickets." It will attract my target audience because some will find Alex Turner, the lead singer, to be an ideal partner. Carl Rogers, 1980. The colours I have used to connote the stereotype of a girl indie audience are dark purple and black. They help to represent the genre of indie and to make the aesthetics of the cover match the audience, as the subcultures are known to wear dark colours which connote a cool, laid-back and sometimes wild feel to the artist and the genre of music the magazine represents. I aim to set out my double page spread like the one I pastiched from Kerrang, but because of my image I totally changed the layout so that it would go with it, but still staying with the layout of half the spread being an image and the other half an interview. I included a large pull quote on the left page next to the image which is similar to the real double page spread. I included a get to know column which is similar to the real double page spread, which is on a pink banner. It is important for a new artist because my chosen audience will want to know information about her, and it will help for her to be on a more personal levels with her fan and have a more peer-to-peer address. I also included a drop capital to make the magazine look more professional, and I incorporated the purple house style into the questions and banners to create a consistent feel throughout my magazine. I include another image onto the double page spread to make the artist appear more realistic by adding a wide range of photos. I did this also to get across the artist's personality with the pose I chose for her to do, such as her being quirky and alternatives, not just by the way she dresses but through her personality also. I included a small logo in the left hand corner to give the magazine a more realistic feel and to develop the house style throughout. I manipulated the photo on the right to make it appear to be a Polaroid image to match my genre of indie, because of the vintage way in which some of my chosen audience chooses to dress like. I also did this so it would show my skills in Photoshop. I also manipulated the main double page spread image to make it brighter, as the image was too dull, so it would make the double page spread more attractive and bright. I decided to pastiche this Kerrang contents page because I really like the clear layout that it has, and also the complementary colours that it uses, which are incorporated into the images as well as the writing and banners. Also because InMag shares part of Kerrang's subculture, Dick Hebdige 1979, I decided to use purple, pink, black and white for the contents page, so it would carry on the house style from the front cover and also carry on to appeal to my chosen audience. I chose to have an image filling the top half of the contents page so that it would be very visual and more appealing to my chosen audience, also because I used one of my own photographs of a gig I went to, which connotes the genre of music and audience hobbies of going to gigs. For the image, it makes my magazine appear more realistic, and because it is purple, it matches the house style throughout the magazine because of the lighting which was on the stage. I chose to use purple as I thought it would match my chosen audience of girls, teenagers or young women aged 16 to 24, and because my chosen genre of music is indie, I chose a dark colour as I thought it would suit it more better This challenges conventions because there isn't a magazine out there at the moment which just aims at girls and has the genre of indie. I place the contents title at top left hand side so that it is clear and it is the first thing the reader will look at in it, and I also included the magazine's logo next to in white so it will stand out and keep the reader informed about the magazine's house style and name. I use a similar layout by only having the information on half of the contents page, just like the Kerrang contents page, so it would appear to be well structured and clear to the reader. I also included a letter from the editor on the left hand side, which is similar to the Kerrang magazine. I did this to follow codes of conventions of music magazines. Because of the editor's involvement with the reader, I made sure to use the mode of address of peer-to-peer so it would come across as being more friendly to the audience and the editor can relate to each other with the love of the genre of indie. I use lines to separate each column to make it clear and easier to read for the reader, like the way that Kerrang uses the same effect.